Hey everybody, this is Jim Grzanzio from the Oracle Groundbreakers team, and we are in Honolulu, Hawaii for Unboxed Hawaii 2020 with Chris Thallinger and Gerald Wenzel. Guys, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So guys, this is day one of the conference. We're here for 2 days.
Yeah.
We're in the morning sessions, which are taking place right behind us here in this, it's called the Entrepreneur's Sandbox.
Yes.
And there's about 60 or 70 people in there or so?
Roughly, yeah, I didn't count, but we had like 72 registrations. I guess probably 60, 65 people showed up. Yeah.
It's really, really a good turnout. So give me a sense of like the structure of this event. This is an unconference. So what are we doing here? What's the structure?
So there's no structure. It's
no structure at all.
it's basically, we call it's disorganized, right? So there is some form of structure, right? So there's no fixed schedule. There's no agenda really, right? You make it up in the morning. You pitch an idea, whatever you want to talk about or whatever you want to hear about, and then you put it up on a wall. It's called the marketplace, and then people vote whatever sessions they want, and it can be as many in parallel as you want. It really doesn't matter. And then you have your unconference laws, like the law of feet. Basically, if you think the session is not for you, you stand up and walk away and go to another one. And so we're doing this today in the morning for like 3 sessions, and then tomorrow as well.
Cool. Anything interesting that went on earlier today?
So I was in the self-care session, which was it was kind of like a burnout session, but it was more about how do you really take care of yourself before you even hit the burnout thing. So I find things like this very interesting, just because I like to take care of myself. So yeah.
Yeah, I was in that session as well because I burn out quite easily. One of the things I noticed on the board is there's Java sessions, there's database sessions, there's all kinds of, it's a variety of open source, topics. So anything jump out to you, Gerald?
Yeah, actually I went to the data-oriented design session, so the whole discussion was about whether it's time for us to move on from the object-oriented world to think more about the data, because we have such vast power in machines nowadays that the complexities and the bottlenecks really become how we reason about the data. So that was really, really interesting as well. And we had people from different industries all over, so they gave us different insights. Like we had one guy from gaming, which was very cool, and we had one lady from healthcare, which is also very cool but very different, so a good conversation going on there.
Give me a sense of the people that are here, because a lot of these, some of them are local, some of them have flown in. Yeah, you guys know most of them.
I know most of the people who flew in. Like the locals, I only know a few. So I think we have. I haven't counted today in the morning, but I think we have more locals than people who flew in. We have pretty much all the big companies represented. We have, Oracle, obviously, with Gerald, and a bunch of other Oracle people, you as well.
I'm at Oracle.
And, I work at Twitter, and a bunch of other Twitter people here. Then we have Microsoft, IBM, Red Hat, all the big companies are here. Google, all of them are here. And then the local people it's like, as Gerald said, I think it's through all, like as broad as our industry is. I'm not sure if there are front-end JavaScript people here, but there might be. I'm not sure. It's interesting. I didn't want it to make yet another Java-centric conference, right? So I was trying to get as much diversity as I could.
Well, I think the diversity actually shows, because there's a lot of variety of companies, there's a lot of variety of individuals, and I was having some conversations earlier, and there's a lot of local people here. Gerald, do you get to unconferences a lot?
Depending what you mean by a lot, but I think this is now my 4th, 5th gig or something like that. So that's cool, and that was in the last 2 years. So yeah, kind of my inauguration and conference was about 2 years ago, so that was really, really cool, and definitely a different experience from the conference concept, where you have many, many people and many sessions, and you mostly just run in and out of sessions, and you barely get to network. So that's a really cool concept here in unconference. It's much smaller. The discussions are much more intense. They're really discussions going on, rather than a session somebody presents. And I think Chris said it before. There's like, we don't have the schedule, but also everybody is a speaker, right? So anybody can go up and put those topics on this marketplace, and that's a really cool concept as well.
What is the concept of the actually the marketplace? Where did that come from?
I don't know where it came from.
Well, I mean, so
But
we have a marketplace. I mean, so so basically people are writing their ideas for sessions
Yeah.
on stickies, and you put them on the wall
Right.
and you organize it and you
Yes.
do voting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys have termed that marketplace.
Yes, right. Which I think kind of hits the nail on the head a bit. It's just you can pick and choose whatever you want. So there are two ways to do the marketplace, right? So the way we did it is people actually walk up to the individual stickers and put their vote on them. But you can also, that's a little more tricky to do, but I've done it before. You don't vote, right? People should just group automatically. And that's basically the idea behind it. Like, it's a marketplace, and you walk in and say, "Oh, okay, I'll take that." And if I don't like it anymore, I go to something else.
So I've been schooled. I get it now. So excellent, excellent. Okay, so part of this unconference concept is you do, so you start early in the morning. You started at 8 o'clock today. Lots of conversations took place. There are technical sessions happening now, and then we're going to have lunch, and then you basically split up. You get
Right.
60 or 70 people are going to split up into multiple groups and go out across Honolulu and do social things. So what happens there?
I don't even know yet what the activities will be in the afternoon, but I know of one activity that will be surfing, so some people will go surf.
Cheryl's going to surf too.
Cheryl's going to surf. I'll get him to
Well,
go
although
surf.
now he told me there's other activities going on, so
But, no,
Yeah,
no,
we
no.
actually
can I do 2? 3?
We actually, yesterday at the reception last night, we had a list of 7 or 8 different
Yeah.
things. There's hikes, there's some, artistic things over here,
Yeah.
behind us. And there's lots of things in Waikiki, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ishel said, "Oh, we might limit the activities," but we don't really have to, right? If people want to do whatever they want to do it. And then the thing is,
Go on.
he's holding the microphone towards you, so I'm not sure. The discussions.
I wanted to say that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing that I like about it as well, right? So it's like, it may look like, okay, we break here at lunchtime and everything's over, and then we go to activities, whatever. But yeah, the discussions actually carry on, right? And this is the really nice thing. And the nice, the nice concept about the unconference, because everybody can put sessions forward and vote on them, is like that everybody is vested in those discussions, right? So they're all interested, or like the high majority is interested. Very different from a conference where it's like, okay, you have maybe a session and 12 people show up because nobody cares or whatever, right? Or like there's a people magnet over there. Here, everybody's interested and passionate about those topics. So discussion will carry on throughout the whole 2 days, really, right? It's like even to dinner, whatever. That's really cool as well, because it gets you out into a different setting, right? And like you actually get to meet those people, to in a social environment, get to know those people. And what I have noticed, I think we know each other from an unconference or something like that, right? So it's like you carry on those relationships, and that's really cool as well, which you mostly don't have on conferences.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that I was surprised last year. We had to do a fair amount of driving last year because we were up in the North Shore, and to go surfing, you had to go in the car for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, and the discussions were taking place in the car as well, and some passionate discussions, some arguments actually broke out in the car on the way. So it's like,
stop now, and you have to get out of my car.
it's really interesting. You actually described this from Crete as well. People out on the water having discussions. It really does. You get a group of technical people together, and they're talking about technical subjects all the time.
Yeah, that especially that one situation you just mentioned, the one in Crete, that actually surprised me. There was like this beautiful beach or a couple of waves, and I thought, oh, it's amazing. I love the water, do a little buddy surfing. And I turn around, there's like a circle of 20 people talking about the cloud. And I thought, what are you guys doing? There's waves. I don't
Not a
understand.
single cloud up there. What are you talking about?
So that's exactly it, right? It just then naturally comes back up. It's usually that there's a period in between, right, where you let stuff sink in, and then you remember, I wanted to talk about this to this person, and then things start again.
Cool. All right, guys. We should get back. We got some sessions here. Chris Dallinger, Gerald Wenzel, Jim Grzanzio, Honolulu. We'll see you guys soon.
So yeah, how do we do this?
Oh, shaka.
Oh.
Do a
There
soft
we go.
or do a hard one. Yeah.
Aloha.
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 See you guys. Bye-bye.